How many of us have been at the spot of saying, I don't care? A spot of declaring it's easier to walk away than it is to dig in, to do it alone than together, to only trust in ourselves because it's just too vulnerable to trust in others. How many of us have said, I don't care, in our marriage, to our friends, to our kids, to our careers, to our team, because the work of caring just isn't worth the risk, because the work of caring just isn't worth the pain. Our past can scream so loud that we don't belong, that we're not really a part, that we're not really good enough, that there's some fatal flaw within us that limits our belonging, our acceptance, that somehow we're better on our own because we really can't trust in anyone other than yourself. When this toxic belief becomes our reality, it not only hurts us, but it hurts everyone around us. It not only holds me back, but it holds us back. It is so easy to give into the lies that we don't fit, that we don't belong, that it's not worth caring about. The belief that your friends never really thought you fit in to begin with, that your coworkers knew you were never smart enough, that your bosses, they only hired you because you were cheap, that your dad was actually right, that you'll never amount to anything anyway. And you'll never be a good parent or spouse because your home life growing up was trash. So why even risk it now that it's better to go it alone? Guys, do you realize today that we're more connected than we've ever been in human history, yet we're also the loneliest we've ever been in human history? Maybe life has isolated you, but can you imagine what might happen if you finally realized you're actually not alone? That you actually do belong, that you're a part of something bigger? What if our past and our failures and our insecurities don't define our belonging? What could happen if we believe that when Jesus says his grace covers our past, all of our mess ups, all the things that make us feel rejectable, that he wasn't joking? What if Jeremiah 31:3 is actually true and God really is saying, I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with an unfailing kindness. That when Jesus looks at you, that Romans 8:1 is true, that in fact there is no condemnation for those who belong in Christ Jesus. That no matter who you are, no matter your past, God is inviting you. He's offering you acceptance to be a part of his family, to be on the team, to be one. What might happen if you stopped listening to your fears and actually accept and believe that you have a part to play? What might happen if you stop believing in all the lies, stop sabotaging yourself, and finally fully allow yourself to belong? That you truly are stronger with the team than alone? What might God be waiting to do in your life, in our world, if you allowed yourself to belong? To realize it's not you versus the world, that you're not alone, that you don't have to trust in yourself alone. What might happen if you leaned in, if you played your part, if you stopped holding yourself back? What might happen in your marriage if you finally became one versus two? If you risked it with your family and stopped living as a bunch of individuals but rode as one family? What could happen at work if you stopped waiting for the team to fail and actually accepted you're a part of the team and played your part? What could happen if you allowed yourself to finally feel like you belonged? We have to stop listening to the fears that scream so loud in our head and to take the bold, daring, courageous step to allow ourselves to belong and to see just what God might do. There's a reason that one of the last things Jesus prayed for us was to be one, to fully come together as one body, one church, because Jesus knows that the hardest of life's moments together as one aren't as hard. Guys, don't go it alone. But remember when the hardships come and things don't go our ways, that we have to resist running back and isolating, that we have to choose to stay with the team, to stay as one. Joe and the guys, they pull off a miracle and win a spot to the Berlin Olympics. But now they have astronomical odds to overcome to actually get there. It's still the middle of the Great Depression, and money is hard to come by. And the team, they had to practice what Joe's been learning, that they're not alone, that they're stronger together. See, they couldn't pay their way to Berlin, and they actually had to rally the nation around them to help pay for them. But even once they finally get there, the host country, Germany, discriminates against them. And instead of getting put in the best lane, which they earned, they get put in the worst. And their pacer, the guy in front of Joe, who's vital to the boat's unity, gets deathly sick. The team, The team has to fully realize that they're not 8 solo rowers, but they're actually one boat. And not just one boat, but one team. And not just one team, but one nation. And when they finally allow themselves to be fully a part of something greater, to row for something bigger than themselves, what seemed impossible alone, well, just might be possible as one. Guys, our past can scream we don't belong, that we're not really a part, that we're not really enough. But when we finally accept that we're accepted, a lot can happen.